Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are three Sassy Sistas, and we are back with you to talk about, guess what, motherhood. We're back at this again. We had promised that we would bring you some more insights on some of our experiences as we navigate through motherhood. We have someone who's going through it through the 1 year olds, those terrible twos. We have the seven sort of preteenish. Yeah, I guess. And then me, I got the young adults, really. I mean, they
You're
just really,
cruising.
you see what I'm saying? But so let's talk a little bit about what it's like. The baby's here. Hey, it's time to get moving. You're a full-fledged mother now. Okay. So let's talk about some of your biggest, okay, no, let's talk about this. What would be one of your biggest changes since you've become a mother? Who wants to start?
That's a great question.
Yeah, that's a great question. I can go a little bit because I'm kind of new, so I kind of like know like my biggest changes.
Okay.
So for me, the biggest change, like right after Raya came, was me trying to like I guess balance who I am versus who I am as a mother. You know, like going out, hanging with friends. Like I'm still in my 20s, like hanging with friends, going out, me and AD going out on dates and stuff like that. So stuff like that was the biggest change because Araya now comes first, no matter what, you know. So trying to balance that and trying to also balance having time for myself. Like you're used to getting your nails done when you want to, getting sleep when you want to. You're used to a whole new routine. All of a sudden the baby comes and whatever the baby needs, that's what you give your attention to, you know. What about you?
Yeah, so I guess for me, my level of responsibility, I was about 20, I guess I was about 28 when I had DJ. And I was still like living my best life. I was, I was going to the club. I was going different places. So I had a life. So that just big level of responsibility. Okay, now you have someone that you have to take care of. That is totally your responsibility. So that had to change with me. How I manage my money had to change as well. I think I went from, I guess, from my 20-year-old mom to my 50-year-old mom now. How I manage money is totally different because in that top end, when I was in my 20s, man, I was just spending, just spending. So I had to narrow that down because now, hey, you got milk, you got formula, you got all these different things that you are now responsible for. And as I said, we were like up in Charlotte, so it's different. So I say my two biggest changes was definitely that responsibility level, just the fact that I have to now care for somebody else. And then two, just how I handled my finances, because I had to learn to get better at that, how I manage money and everything. So that was for me. What about for you, Shonda?
Man, I have a laundry list, but I'll just give you a few. But for me, because I had Maddie, I think I was like 30, 31. A few things that really changed for me was one, my social life, because I am an avid traveler and I would jump on the plane every month just to take a vacation, just to pamper myself. And when people would say, hey, you're going to have to scale back. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm going to still be able to travel and go do this. In actuality, you can't because your life changed. So I will say my social life did change. My goals and my priorities, of course, they shifted or whatever, because now I have someone that relies on me. So now majority of my goals and my priorities are shifted around this little individual. I would also say the physical piece of me change. And a lot of mothers go through that where, your body was once one way before you had kids, and then now it's something totally different. Picking back off of Sean, the financial piece. Budgeting my money. I just couldn't be just spending crazy or whatever, because now I have someone that, hey, that's digging in my pockets a little bit more. But I will say a key thing that it did teach me, and it changed me, how to be selfless. And it taught me how to actually love someone other than myself. So those are my biggest changes, I think, after motherhood.
Good point. I think selfless too. I forgot about that point. But it's no longer you. You have to love them. That's almost like one of your first. You could say some people put it in the category of like your first love, that
Yeah.
child. Or
Mhm.
whatever.
Yep.
So I have another question. So say for instance, what would you say was one of those points? And I know as moms we've all had them when you said, "Hey, I can't do this. I am not doing this right. I am. I know I'm doing this wrong." Have y'all ever had those moments, or is that just me? Have y'all?
I've definitely had those moments where it just feels, I think it's back to what we talked about in the first Motherhood Chronicles, being overwhelmed. Like I'm like, wait, okay. You see it on the TV, you see it everywhere else. Sometimes you see other moms, and it just seems to be so easy. It appears so easy. Oh, you got this, and you just grab the baby and go. But like when I first became a mother, it was very challenging just even go to the grocery store. Y'all know I would just tell y'all these stories. Me and AD literally had a 5-minute limit.
I
We had to
remember.
grab anything you can get in 5 minutes before Ryan starts crying. When she starts crying,
Got exit drop.
we didn't want to be those parents where the baby's crying, and everybody's looking at you like, why your baby crying? Like you don't know how to control your baby. So
Yeah.
that was my turning point. I just felt like I wasn't doing it right. I just felt like there's been a lot of times, but mostly then, like when like you see other children and they're just, kind
Yeah.
of behaving, or the mother has everything under control. She's like super mom, got the bottle, got the diapers, got the wipes. And I had to generate myself to become that. Sometimes I didn't have everything I needed. I needed the diaper bag, the wipes. Just being prepared is what kind of molded me to become that super mom I am now. But I had to learn that wasn't just off the
Yes.
back. I just knew.
Don't you hate the stares though that let people, like if your kid is in the store crying and
Yes.
people are like looking at you like, hey, you can't get your kid under control.
Yes.
So that annoys me because I see people, that used to bother me. That used to bother me a lot. So yeah, I get what you're saying. I totally get
And
it.
and then that anxiety kicks in, kind of like, okay, I
Yeah.
need to do this. And then it makes the whole situation worse. So that's something that we have definitely gotten 10 times better at, but it just came with being prepared and being a new mom. It's a lot of things you just don't know, you just have to figure it out on your own.
Yeah. Have you
I
had one
would.
of those times? Oh, I was gonna ask you.
No, well, Sean, that's what I was gonna say. Sean, you already know, honey, how many times I done called, I done lost my child in the house, and I had to calm down and be like, the alarm didn't go off, so she has to be in here. Girl, the powder, you remember it? I don't know. I don't even want to put it all on here because I don't want nobody knocking at my door. But
Yes,
there was
yes,
so
yes.
many times where I doubted myself and I doubted the parenting, but at the end of the day, I had to realize, hell, nobody gave me no book. I mean, I'm
Right.
winging it.
Just doing it.
Every parent wings it. I don't care who you are, how many nannies you have, or how much
Yeah.
money or whatever, or how you portray your life to be so perfect on social media. Every parent wings it. No, because nobody has the right. There's no right or perfect way to parent. But the only way to do it is the way that you know. So there were several times when I doubted myself or whatever. But as time went on, I'm gonna do what's best for me, and I'm gonna do what's best for Madison, and just keep pushing because we didn't have a rule book. I didn't know what to do. So
Yeah.
you make it work. You make it do what it do.
Really do.
Yeah,
I,
there is, but
yeah, there's nothing. So I think one of my moments, I've had a lot. I even have them now, like, man, I don't know if I did this thing right or not. But even I think one of my worst times was one time we were in the car and I gave Kayla a cookie and she was little. She was, I don't know, she was about 1, but didn't realize that I had a cookie that had peanut butter that touched the cookie, that the chocolate chip cookie I gave her. So I gave her a piece, didn't realize it. Man, and she was in the car hollering, like crying. I'm like, what's going on with her? My mom was in the car. Mom, take her out the seat. Let's see what's wrong with her. What's wrong with her? So we were always home. We got home. Oh my God, her neck was swollen. She was red everywhere. I felt like such a failure. I didn't realize that's when I found out that she had the peanut allergies and all that. I really felt like crap. Like as a mom, I probably should have known this, but then like you said, Shonda, you don't have how would I have known that? How would I have known that? You know what I mean? So I think that was one of my roughest times just into that. One of them, because I've had so many.
But going back after that, Sean, I feel like we put a lot of pressure on ourselves as moms because we see the image of, TV, back to that, or social media of how, of what moms should be like, or even what people tell us, or you should be like, like sometimes older generations, like they tell you, or you should do this, or you should do that. But at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for you and for your child. You have to do what works best for you. And I had to learn that too as a mom. Everybody's giving you different views of how they were when they were a mom, or giving you different advice, which is good to take. But at the end of the day, what works best for you, and just don't put so much pressure on yourself. I mean, I had to do that. I had to find that out by myself as well, because I mean, you do feel like crap when you do something wrong. I remember one day Araya we were just came from Chick-fil-A, we love Chick-fil-A. And then I gave her some lemonade. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm trying to drive. I just gave her a cup of lemonade, trying to do it in the back. Next thing you know, all the lemonade spilled everywhere. I'm like, why would I do that? Why would I give her a cup of lemonade knowing that she's going to spill it? It's just stuff like that. Sometimes your mind I don't know, but nobody's perfect. It's okay to fall sometimes.
Parenting is trial and error. I don't care how you put it. That's it. Just trial and error.
It really is.
That's it. I mean, there's no other
hilarious stories too, though. Shonda got
girl. That's why I said I'm not gonna put them out here because I don't want to let them in. But we survived. We make it.
But that's the beauty of it. They still here. They're still here. So it's
thriving. You feel me? So yeah, you ask Sean about them. I can't. I'm not gonna say.
They're still here, man. They're still here. So it's a live and learn situation. But even in the midst of all that, there are good parts. I have to say, sometimes when I look at my kids, or I see things that I do, and I see those seeds I planted, I see, okay, so maybe I did do this right. Maybe I did do this right with him or with her. What about y'all? Do y'all ever see those good points where you feel like, okay, I did something right? I know I did.
I mean, I say it often. I mean, I love my Tootie, and just she has a heart of gold or whatever. And honestly, not because y'all, my nieces and nephews or whatever, but we have good kids. I mean, just at the end of the day, I'm not just saying that because they're ours or whatever, but we generally have good kids, and they have great qualities, and they had to get it from somewhere. I mean,
it just runs in their bloodline.
That's it.
I agree.
Oh, sorry.
How do y'all feel about discipline? Y'all want to talk a little bit about that? Do y'all have a particular style, or?
Now that Araya is hitting the terrible twos, but they always call it terrible, but she's a good baby. Like, she really is a good baby. I wouldn't say terrible twos, just quite. It's just sometimes she has her moments where she gets frustrated and she gets feisty, but I think that's more so of a trait. For me, I have to also reflect in the mirror at myself, because I know sometimes when I have too much on my plate, I get flustered, so just for instance, when she was trying to put a puzzle piece together, she couldn't put the puzzle piece together, she was trying to put it in there, and she just like yelling and throwing stuff, and I'm like, all right, just calm down, So, and then moments I had to look at myself, like, when was the time that I was like that? Was like, where did she pick this up from? So honestly, discipline for me has been more so of just trying to reflect in the mirror, to look at myself. What do I need to work on? That way she doesn't act like that. So I can't really get mad at her if she's acting a certain way and I'm doing that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't spank her. I don't. But I do have a stern voice with her and tell her no. That usually gets it done. Sometimes she just don't listen, and I'm just like, okay, all right, I'm just too tired. I'm too tired to fight today. I'm too tired. But she's only one, What about you?
When Madison was younger, I did do the timeout chair or whatever, but she got to the point, she was like, all right, and we call it the thinking chair.
Madison don't sit in that chair.
Yeah, I got to the point, she would get up and she was like, hey, that's what I'm saying, we called it the thinking chair. She'd go in there, she'd come out, she was like, hey, Mom, I thought about it. I'm not gonna do it again. So that didn't work so long. But honestly, I can just speak to Maddie, or I can look at her a certain way and Maddie will straighten up. And I mean, Maddie's very sensitive. I mean, very, very sensitive. I could just look at her and talk to her and then she'll straighten up. But because she's in that era where she's addicted to, the phone or the TV, I can take those away and she'll start crying and she'll straighten up.
Okay. Um, yeah, I'm stern. I am a stern parent, and if I said it, I feel like I have to follow through. So I do. But I was stern with them, but I can't say that I've never been to a principal's office. I've never had any trouble, but I was really stern with them. And I felt like I had to be, because just I knew my kids were going to be bigger than me and taller than me, just because I'm short by nature. So I felt like I had to make sure that they understood that, I am the mom. And if I said something, I have to follow through. So I was kind of stern with them. Punishment, as they got older, of course, I started more of the punishment type and things of that nature. But I don't know. I still feel like you have to follow through with that too. If you say, okay, I'm going to take this, or this is not going to happen, you have to follow through, or otherwise I think they take it as a joke.
Yep.
So I parented pretty strong, but I think the fruits of my labor did pay off, because I think they listened to me even to this day. Like, my son will still come say, hey, I'm going to do this. It's like a discussion he almost had with me before he does it. We don't know how he started analyzing and talking, but it's even to this day. So, I mean, I feel good about that, because I want them to know that, hey, you can have those conversations with me. You can have those, even at the hard ones with me. But at the same time, still come to me for advice. Still come to me, for advice. So I think from that, being that type of parent, that helped me out a lot. I mean, I see it now. I think it did. I think it did.
I have one last question, y'all, because I know we're going to try to wrap it up. So let's talk about the body image. I know we talked about change in the beginning, but that was one big thing for me, like going from one type of body style and then postpartum body, you don't even want to look in the mirror. So what was y'all like how did y'all get through that postpartum period after you had the baby and you look at your body and you're just like, what happened to it,
Indy, I am still in postpartum.
No, you are not. No,
I am still in the postpartum body. I don't know. I don't know if I ever get back to that 28-year-old girl I was, because I was cute. I was really hot. You know what I mean? But she is gone. She is gone. I was on it. But she's gone. So I don't know. That was a big shocker for me. Like, one day, I think with Kayla, after I had her, I couldn't get back in my clothes. That was like the biggest, like, I think I started crying because I could not wear that size anymore, and everything. So that really, and my shoe size changed. I don't think it changed with DJ, but my shoe size changed with Kayla, because I used to wear 6.5 and I couldn't wear the 6.5 shoes no more. So I moved to the 7. So, that was really depressing for me. And, I don't know how it was for you, but I was really depressed about that. Like, clothes, I had to get rid of a lot of clothes. I had to move up a size. And that was, that was sad for me.
Girl.
Well, and I mean, I'm right there with you as far as like certain areas, with the stretch marks or whatever. I'm with Sean, you go from having that 6-pack, you can wear a 2-piece. Those stretch marks say something a little different. And as I'll call them zebra stripes. So I have zebra stripes. So it took me a while to understand and embrace it, and say this is the body that I have now. Not to say that I can't work towards or whatever, but I think that 6-pack where my belly button was pushed in, now it's protruding out. I think all that's gone or whatever.
Girl, I am right there with you, Shonda. I'm right there with you.
My stomach, I don't know. You remember, we were doing this exercise routine to help us. Girl, and it's just like, it's still that little pouch. I don't know if a kangaroo is going to jump in. I don't know what's going to happen, but it will not go away. And then the shoe size, I went up a half a size. And y'all know I am a shoe fanatic. And I was heartbroken when I couldn't wear shoes anymore. I went up a half size. So it's just something you struggle with. And just as a mother, think we all struggle with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
eventually have to come to grips with it.
Yeah, like,
It's hard though. It's hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's hard.
yeah, I totally agree.
We're
For
close.
me, I didn't have the shoe size problem. I'm still the same shoe size, but you're right, Shonda. Going from having that 6-pack, looking cute with that 2-piece, like what's up, boo? What's up? Okay, and then going from having to wear a 1-piece, I'm like, hold up now, this ain't my style.
Or a high waster, or the high
Envy, you
waster.
gotta wear the one piece. Oh no.
No, I don't now, y'all. But that goes back to what Shonda was saying about working towards it. I literally, since they told me after 6 weeks, after they told me, okay, you can work out now, you can do what you can do now. I literally been working towards that. So I've been working out every week, all the time, and I'm somewhat back to the body that I had before, but it still ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? It's still things like you got the stretch marks, you got the zebra marks, you got different things, just bigger hips, just different things that your body wasn't once before. But I think it goes back to embracing who you are. You literally pushed out a baby, you gave life in this earth, and you have to embrace that. And that's what I have done. Embrace every single stretch mark. So y'all will see me in a 2-piece come this summer, okay?
Hey,
Be ready with the stretch marks and
hey,
all.
you know what? As a matter of fact, we may do like a little swimsuit edition for y'all. Just to let y'all come and Sean, you in it too. Just to let them know.
Don't you go at that. Y'all have at it.
Girl.
But anyway.
Yes,
Okay.
but this was lovely, y'all. I love talking about this topic. I think we can even do a part 3 because I have so much other stuff to talk about. But
Absolutely.
maybe later down the line. I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those bittersweet topics that you can go on and forever and talk about. But we are definitely so glad that you joined us. If you didn't catch the first podcast, please go back and see it because we might talk about some things that might relate to you. But we enjoyed it. I don't know. We have to see again if we still want to talk about this or not, but we'll come up with an decision on that. But we thank you for joining us. Don't forget to follow us on all of our social media. You guys help me out with the social media stuff.
We got it. I'll put it in the link.
It's gonna be in the description or whatever. But definitely like, subscribe, and share as always to our channel.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And we appreciate it. All right, guys. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care.